In Dragon Ball GT, it's generally agreed that the Baby Saga was the best arc of the series and came the closest to its potential among the very good ideas the series had, regardless of how they were ultimately executed. Baby as a concept works, and his execution sticks the landing as well. I have, for the last several years, not been a fan of the choice of Vegeta as Baby's main host. This is for multiple reasons, one of them being that this was the third time Vegeta had been an antagonist in the series after his being the main villain of the Saiyan Saga and his stint as Majin Vegeta in the Buu Saga. Another reason was that his possession eliminated any further chance for unique banter between Vegeta and Baby. Vegeta is the only Saiyan on Earth that recalls the fall of the Tuffles at the hands of the Saiyans, and would be the only character who could exchange banter with Baby on this subject. I believe Baby's character, along with the Baby Saga, would have benefited from Gohan being Baby's permanent host. I did not invent the idea of proposing a character that is not Vegeta to be Baby's permanent host. A popular choice is Goku, who I'm willing to do a separate video on the ways GT could have benefited from him being possessed. But the reason I think Goku would be less interesting to explore is that he was already shown to have plot armor that prevented Baby from trying to possess him, much less successfully doing so. I think if I did a Baby Goku video, it would be more akin to a what if, which theoretically this video is as well, but I think the Baby taking Gohan as his permanent host concept is more grounded in reality due to Goku's plot armor and the fact that Baby did possess Gohan briefly. I want to discuss what this possession could do for both Gohan and Baby's characters. Baby could be written to not want to possess either Goku or Vegeta due to their both being full-blooded Saiyans, and could see taking Gohan as his host as much more appealing due to Gohan only being half Saiyan and hailing from Earth. Remember, the people that Baby wanted to convert into Tuffles and did end up possessing were mostly humans. So for this reason, I believe it would make more sense for Baby to want to use Gohan instead of Goku or Vegeta. It would show his disdain for anyone with direct ties to Planet Vegeta and cement him as actually having a desire to be in some sense a human, to be part of the same race that he wishes to control. Gohan would admittedly not be as large of a factor in the arc as Baby or his opponents, but it's still a more prominent role than the one he received in the actual Baby Saga, where after being Baby's host for an episode, he's reduced to powering up other people to fight. Gohan becoming evil would be fresh because we've never seen any of the hybrid Saiyans be antagonistic or the main villain of a saga, and since I don't believe Gohan would turn evil naturally, having him will to do awful things would be akin to him being evil without it actually being the case. Let's address Baby Gohan's ramifications on the series. Goku and Pan are the two main characters of GT. Trunks was the main character for the first arc and then faded into obscurity for the rest of the show. When Trunks initially returns to Earth and meets Baby Vegeta, they have an interaction I found interesting where Baby Vegeta proclaims that this will be Trunks' new birthday. This comment is in clear reference to Vegeta being Trunks' father, and those twisted references are so plentiful when applied to a scenario of Baby with Gohan as his permanent host interacting with Goku and Pan. Imagine Baby saying to Goku, "What's the matter, Dad? Afraid to kill the son you raised to save the Earth?" Or Baby saying to Pan, "Join your father in his new role as the leader of the Tuffles." Keep in mind that Gohan is Goku's son and Pan's father. That's why in the picture on the screen right now, which I drew, I purposely put him in between the pair. He is the relative more so than anyone else, besides maybe Videl, that connects them. I want to address what Baby Gohan can do for Goku's character in particular. Whenever Goku has to make a sacrifice, he usually allows his own life to be ended, as he did against both Raditz and Perfect Cell. This sacrifice, however, isn't him just throwing away his own life, but rather him having to make the decision to end the life of his own son to save the planet. This would have been unprecedented for Goku, who usually saves the world so his family, among other Earthlings, can live. It would also be a chance for him to show some guilt. Remember, it was with Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber that Gohan learned how to become a Saiyan and eventually acquire the power to kill Cell in order to save Earth. Imagine Goku looking at his son while they fight, realizing that the same grown man who is trying to mind control the entire world is the same boy that he trained explicitly to take his place in saving it. You should be seeing flashing pictures of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Baby Gohan. This is what I would imagine flashing in front of Goku. Goku would realize that potential that helped to save Earth that time against Cell is now being used to enslave it under Baby. Pan has been criticized as being a damsel in distress despite being the second most important character in GT. I would have written her to have been training with Goku while retrieving the Black Star Dragon Balls. This would be foreshadowing for her eventual transformation into a Super Saiyan, which would not make her stronger than Baby Gohan, but allow her to at least put up a fight. When she meets her father after he's possessed, she regrets that she isn't strong enough to purge Baby from his body, and this would trigger her transformation. Her becoming a Super Saiyan would be out of a need to save both her father and the Earth. There are other relationships that Baby Gohan as the main villain of the arc could highlight. One of them is Piccolo. I've chastised Piccolo's role in GT repeatedly and even plan on doing a full video about how he was wasted in that particular series. But let's recap his role in the Baby Saga. He quote-unquote saves Goten from Baby Gohan's blast before getting one-shotted by Baby's next attack, and then dies to end the Black Star Dragon Balls being used. I've seen some people use the latter event to note Piccolo as having an important role in this series, but my position has always been that a character's importance has to be tied both to their usefulness in the story and screen time. I would have written Piccolo to have come into contact with Baby before any of the Saiyans, and have the latter flee from Piccolo due to lacking the strength to defeat him, similarly to how First Form Cell avoided him. After Baby flees, Piccolo can express his concern for what would happen if Gohan or Vegeta became possessed by the parasites. When he confronts Baby Gohan, he would look in horror upon realizing that his longtime close friend had been possessed and easily be defeated. From this point, Piccolo could go about trying to recruit characters that had yet to be infected to challenge Baby Gohan. This would easily give him more screen time than he received in the actual Baby Saga and make him a main character of the arc, responsible for holding the fort down until Goku, Pan, and Trunks returned from space. It would also make Piccolo's sacrifice at the end of the arc, allowing himself to die so the Black Star Dragon Balls are not used to threaten the Earth again, even more poignant given that it would take place right after Gohan had been freed from Baby's direct possession. Another character that could get screen time from this development is Boo. I appreciate the actual Baby Saga for allowing Boo to be one of 6 characters along with Goku, Piccolo, Hercule, Pan, and Oob to not get possessed. But this is his sole distinction outside of being blown to pieces when protecting Oob during his fight with Baby Vegeta. Imagine Boo training in secret with Piccolo, Oob, or Vegeta to gain the power to confidently challenge Baby Gohan. There were many people who wanted to see Vegeta defeat Goku Black due to the appeal of seeing a good Vegeta defeat an evil Goku. This side shift is the opposite of the Boo arc, where an evil Boo, Super Boo, fought a good Gohan, whereas in this revised Baby Saga, a good Boo would fight an evil Gohan. I plan on doing a separate video about how GT wasted Oob, but one of the highlights I would mention is his fight with Baby Vegeta. A fight between Baby Gohan and Oob would have more symbolic weight, as both have close relationships to Goku, and were both trained by Goku with the explicit purpose of succeeding him as Earth's primary protector. Having Oob fight Gohan could lead to some very poignant lines from Baby, such as, "If Goku's son couldn't protect himself from me, much less the Earth, why would you succeed? You both share the same failed master." Oob could see these remarks as betraying Goku's honor as well as Gohan's, given that the latter is known to have a very high opinion of his father. I would still stop short of having Oob defeat Baby Gohan because, again, the main motive behind Gohan being possessed permanently by Baby is to solicit a stronger reaction from Goku and Pan than from his possession of Vegeta. Vegeta would be the most interesting to see interact with Baby Gohan for various reasons. One of them is the dialogue I mentioned earlier. Imagine a whole arc where every time Vegeta meets Baby or fights him while he's possessing Gohan, he mocks Baby over the fall of the Tuffles. This infuriates Baby enough to focus his attacks on Vegeta, which could leave him open to sneak attacks from other characters who might be present. Vegeta could have a personal investment in defeating Baby Gohan due to the latter controlling both Bulma and Trunks, and this could also highlight his relationship with Gohan, which in my opinion was one of the most developed relationships in Z, as they went from enemies to allies that saved each other's lives at various points in the series. There are various ways a Baby Gohan could be defeated. One way would be for him to have Krillin and Android 18 use a Kienzan, aka Destructo Disc, against Baby Gohan to distract him while Goku charges a Genki Dama and kills him with that overused technique. Another way would be for a Super Saiyan Pan and Super Saiyan 4 Goku to knock Baby unconscious with a grandfather-granddaughter Kamehameha. This would mirror the father-son Kamehameha used by Goku and Gohan to kill Cell, and again serve to further my point that having Gohan as Baby's permanent host would be beneficial for Goku and Pan's characters. I think it would be less likely, though, as the track record of defeating main villains has been fairly awful for any character whose name is not Goku. And a female defeating a main villain in Dragon Ball, a shonen series, is... In conclusion, while I respect the decision to have Vegeta as the permanent host for Baby throughout the Baby saga, I believe the arc would have been better if Gohan was Baby's permanent host, due to the particular characters it would allow to receive, focus, and having the unprecedented plot point of a protagonist turning evil in Dragon Ball. Gohan's role in GT was very minor, especially when compared to his role in Z, but giving him the position of main antagonist of its longest arc would at least partially redeem the lack of usage of his character. Vegeta's role in GT isn't particularly great either, but he at least received some focus in several episodes throughout the series, and a new form. Gohan is entirely reduced to being fodder during fights against major villains outside of when he's briefly possessed by Baby, and having him as the latter's host would have given both characters more compelling impacts on GT than what we got.